Godzilla, one of the longest franchises to date. The series, the creature, the old Goji turns 69 years old. What better way to celebrate the Goji than a tier list? Because you can't stop Goji's tiers. Alright, here we go. We're just going to get right into it. Alright, Godzilla 1954. This is all in release order, by the way. The original Godzilla is obviously, come on. It's the first one. Not amazing because it's the first one, but because it's seriously a dark, moving, and honestly depressing movie. One of the best, if not the best monster movie of all time. The music is also top tier. Ifukube, obviously the GOAT. We're going to move on to Godzilla Raids Again, Godzilla's Counterattack, or Gigantus the Fire Monster. Just kidding. A lot of people put it on their worst Godzilla movies list. I think it's probably one of the most underrated Godzilla movies, if not the most underrated Godzilla movie. Definitely a cash grab from Toho, but so is the rest of the series, so don't worry about it. As a sequel to the original, it's like, wow, these were both the same movie. This is a sequel to the first one, so it does fall flat, I guess, in that aspect, but I personally found myself really enjoying this movie still. Okay, King Kong versus Godzilla. Now, I know there are people who say this is the best Showa movie, but then there are also a lot of people who go, oh, everyone says this is the best, but it's the worst. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. No, it's great. Come on. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's enjoyable. One of the best Godzilla designs. King Kong is disgusting and beautiful at the same time. I love him. Godzilla is still a villain in this. A goofier villain, nonetheless. And this is the birth of the wrestling fights. Raids Again was technically the birth of it, but it wasn't as huge of a hit. But this one created its own style of suit fighting, and it's beautiful. All right, Mothra versus Godzilla, the Showa era one. Come on. It's amazing. One of the best Godzilla movies, and it's one of the best beginner Godzilla movies as well. If you're starting out and want some Showa, this is a great one. The characters are good. The story's good. That fighting is really fun. The music is some of the best in the series, and it's incredible. All right, Ghidorah the three-headed monster. Some of it's slow, but all in all, it is pretty good. Pretty good. I really enjoy this one. I enjoy most of them on here. Let's be honest. I love Godzilla. The music in the Godzilla series is so good for the most part. And you get Rodan, Godzilla, and Mothra all fighting against Ghidorah, and it's chaotic and it's beautiful. Invasion of Astro Monster. A lot of people love this one a lot more than the other movies. I like most of them more than it, but it is still pretty good. Abira Horror of the Deep. In terms of story, it's honestly one of the best in terms of human characters, I should say, in the Showa series. Yeah, this is a King Kong movie that they just swapped in Godzilla because he would sell more. And you can tell. It's not awful, though. It has its moments of fun. The lobster and Godzilla playing volleyball with a rock. It's peak fiction. Son of Godzilla. Okay. Where do I want to put this? I'll put it at a high C. Most of the movie is really, really slow. The story's interesting, but yeah, it's very, very slow. But the ending is one of the best endings in the franchise, so that's a plus. It's just really cute. Or Manila's. Oh, so beautiful. Destroy all monsters. Extremely chaotic. One of the most chaotic Godzilla movies. A lot of people say this is a good one if you want to start watching Godzilla. I disagree. The plot is so convoluted. Not that it matters. Yeah, the monster fighting is awesome, but it takes you a lot to get there. And I feel like if it's your first Godzilla movie or first venture into the Showa era of Godzilla, you may be put off a bit, or you may love it. Who knows? I really like it. This is All Monsters Attack. It's not really a movie, is it? It's a collection of clips of archive footage from the Godzilla series with a newly shot story of a kid being bullied in the real world and dreaming of Monster Island. As a highlight reel, it's all right, you know? But as a Godzilla movie, it's not amazing. Yeah, let's just move on. Godzilla vs. Hedorah, it's not bad. This is the one with the guy and the fish. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I'm high while I'm watching it, or being drunk watching it would be an interesting experience. I think a lot of the Showa movies kind of have like a slow burn to them, specifically in this later time, but it ends up paying off, and the fighting is pretty good. And I do applaud them for doing something very different with this one. Godzilla versus Gigan. Okay, I'm also going to put that one there. Yeah, it's enjoyable. It has its moments. Plot's really goofy, but hey, that's what we're here for. Godzilla attacking a Godzilla tower, obviously. It's amazing. Godzilla versus Megalon. Okay, so this one is... Whoop, nope, that's on my bad. I didn't mean to drop it there. It's probably the goofiest in the franchise. I think in a good way, though. Let's put it there. I like it. I like it. Come on. It's so weird. My bug boy just bouncing around. That's all I want in life. Jet Jaguar is also really cool. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the Showa era one. Come on, A tier. This again, it's goofy. The plot is really weird, but is super, super fun. And the acting is over the top, and it's just a blast from start to finish. Terra of Mechagodzilla, not as good as its predecessor. As an end to the Showa series, it's not an end, I guess. Destroy All Monsters is the chronological end. Titanosaurus is cool though. All right, now we got to the Heisei era. Godzilla 1984, Return of Godzilla. I'll put you there. Do I want to put an A tier? This movie's really good. We'll go high B tier. High B tier. I want to save A tier. All right. I just said that, and then I just changed my mind. We're going A tier. Again, we're back to Godzilla. This is what made Godzilla scary again, as opposed to the goofier late Showa Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Biollante, a fan favorite, cult classic, some even say, and some even say it's not that great. But do I think it is good? Well, yes, I do. This plot was written by a fan. Toho held a contest where people put in their pitches for Godzilla movies. That's how this movie was made, and which results in a story that is really strange, unique, and plot hole filled, but it's honestly really great. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah has one of the best scenes in the entire series. This movie itself is so wacky. It's one of the most complicated and convoluted time travel movies I've ever watched. They go back in time to stop Godzilla, but that creates another monster. So they go back in time to create Godzilla again so that Godzilla can defeat the other monster. Godzilla defeats the other monster, but now they have Godzilla. So they go back in time to bring back the other monster, and then they come from the future with the monster now mechanized, right? Mecha King Ghidorah. And then the girl is one of the characters' great granddaughter or whatever. And it's like, wow, who knows? It doesn't make any sense, but it's awesome. So we're going to go with that. Godzilla vs. Mothra. This one's honestly pretty good. Batra's really cool. The Shobijin, who kind of sang like all of the songs, probably the reason why this movie is as high as it is. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 up there. It's beautiful. Baby Godzilla is glorious. This is the best Baby Godzilla in my humble opinion. The Mechagodzilla is really cool. The whole thing with Rodan was awesome. Humans in the Heisei era are really good. I haven't touched on the humans that much, but I should have touched on them more. Next we have Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Okay, this one is fine. It has its moments. Doesn't really go beyond that. I think the final fight wasn't that great. It's still Godzilla. I still love it, right? I'll still watch it again, but it wasn't as good as some of the others. Godzilla vs. Destoroyah is obviously an S tier movie. It's incredible. The influences from the Alien movies, the connection to the original. Godzilla vs. Destoroyah feels like they didn't make any other Godzilla movies, and then when they're like, hey, let's cash back on some nostalgia and make a sequel to this old movie, that's what this movie would be. It's like the Top Gun Maverick of Godzilla, if there wasn't any other movie in the series. That's what it feels like. It's just an excellent movie. Emotional, beautiful. Godzilla 1998. You can go right there. A lot of people have expressed extreme hate towards this movie, which has resulted in a lot of people saying, oh, this movie isn't as bad as everyone says. But honestly, apart from it being a terrible Godzilla movie, it's a brutal movie to get through. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Godzilla 2000, or Millennium, is not bad. I feel like this is one of the least of the Millennium era. Actually, it wasn't until recently that I watched the Japanese version. It is so much better. All right, Godzilla versus Megaguirus. The story is, I guess, a little uninteresting. Music's awesome. Mitsuru Oshima, she gave us one of the best themes in the franchise. Thank you. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, or GMK. I feel like it's an A tier movie. The music's, again, amazing. So GMK is such a different concept of Godzilla. And King Ghidorah as a good guy is so weird. A great interpretation of the character. Baragon, obviously, is the best. Best boy Baragon. Yeah, he's beautiful. I love him. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Love this movie. This is one of my favorites. The human characters are so good. Kiryu is the coolest design for Mechagodzilla. The music's great. It's Oshima again. And also one of the best Godzilla designs. Tokyo SOS. It's not as good as its predecessor, but it is still pretty decent. And the fights are great. Again, the music's amazing. And yeah, it serves as a nice end to that duology. Godzilla Final Wars. So many people said they didn't like. So then so many people said, actually, a lot of people say I don't like this. They don't like this, but I like this. Which then resulted in a lot of people saying, a lot of people like this, but I don't like this. It's so hit or miss among the fandom, whether people like this or not. But I think that it is ridiculous. It is crazy. It's everything that it needed to be as a 50th anniversary celebration. Yeah, we'll put that there. Godzilla 2014. Honestly, where do I put it? Do I put you there? Here's the thing. Godzilla 2014 is, I think, one of the best Godzilla movies to start out with. The cinematography is amazing. The tone is great. The human characters... Oh, what am I talking about? Hi, B. I feel comfortable with that. New Godzilla theme that is incredible. Fits the movie perfectly. Gareth Edwards did a great job. Just a pretty good movie in general. Shin Godzilla is... So unfortunately, I'm going to have to put this up here. Not unfortunately. Because this movie's incredible. I don't know. I constantly in a battle between which movie I like more, Shin Godzilla or the original. Because they're so different, but also Shin Godzilla is a perfect reboot. The movie itself is just incredible. Hideaki Anno delivers. Shiro Sagisu did the music, and it's just, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So this one, if you didn't watch my video about this anime trilogy, then I've talked about these movies, and now you get to see where they're going to go. So Planet of the Monsters, the first anime Polygon movie, is a low C tier. City on the edge of battle drags the entire time until the last 10 minutes. And the third movie is just really good. King of the Monsters. Oh, my relationship with this movie is good and bad because there are things about it that I think the Monsterverse has never done as well. And that would be the monsters. The action is so good. And the monsters, oh my goodness, Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah. I would love to have more Mothra in the Monsterverse. Please give us a Mothra movie. The music, bringing back the original themes, amazing. That was brilliant. Why haven't you done that since? I know because you don't want to pay for licensing music, but come on. And then the humans, they kind of suck. They're some of the worst in the series. But the monsters and music just elevate it to another level. Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah, I'll put you in there. The monsters are still pretty cool. I like Kong, and Mechagodzilla was sweet. Ren Sarazawa was wasted, and this one honestly had potential for some of the best humans in the Monsterverse. I mean, this one had the most potential because it had Bryan Cranston, and then they killed him off in the first 15 minutes, and then no more character development happened throughout the movie, but whatever. But this one, you had Ren Sarazawa, who thought Godzilla was like the favorite older sibling from his dad, and that's why he hates him. And so much about that and using Ghidorah's skull to create Mechagodzilla. And then they wasted him. It was very sad. Godzilla Minus One. This movie has released now in Japan. We're still a month away from its release in North America, and I think just North America. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. So I haven't seen this, so can I place it? Technically not, but because I'm not going to do another Godzilla tier list, I'm going to place where I think it's going to go based on the trailer and news about it. And this will be interesting because I'll do a video about this movie when it comes out. Yeah, I'll update my tier list then and let you know if I was right or if I was wrong. It looks like it's going to be emulating that spirit of the original. I honestly think it's going to go right there. It's either right there or right there. I'll let you know in a month if I was right in my assumption or if I was way off. Well, anyway, that's the tier list. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. What is your favorite Godzilla movie, or have you watched any? Which is one that you think people should watch to begin with? I've been Shin Glassman, and I'll see you in the next one.